Hey, this is LaDiamond. You are now rocking with Ill right here.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, it's your boy iDub once again with another edition of Quarantine Radio. Alright, so just going down to the rundown and everything. I believe we have our guest on the phone. I have her on hold at the moment right now. But just go on the rundown as far as everything that's going on with Quarantine Enterprise and everything. Right now, all we have right now is the women's flag football team and everything. Letting everybody know about that. If you're interested in playing women's flag football, hit me up at info@quarantineenterprise.com. I'll give you all the information on that. We are practicing right now with the Gridiron Gang. The official date for the first game is March 24th. Yes, March 24th is the official game. So we still are practicing. I think we have a scrimmage this weekend, and then we have a scrimmage on the 10th of March as well. So be on the lookout for all that information and everything. Also, Saturday we're having an exclusive interview with Britt Gatson. If y'all remember, we interviewed him last year. He was the one that was an extra in a couple of the Marvel movies and everything. So we're going to have him on the show. I'm going to go to his actual studio. He has a studio now in High Point, so we're going to go to his studio, have a tour and everything, see what's going on with that and everything, see how it's set up. He has a couple of exclusive stuff that he wants to inform us and everything. So we're going to see how that goes and everything. All right. So I'm about to go on a music break. Then we're going to bring on our guest, LaDiamond Blue. If y'all remember, we actually interviewed her on the show when we were back on the Blog Talk Radio platform about like 3 years ago. I believe it was like 3 years ago. We interviewed her on the show. So this is basically a follow-up, see what she's been up to since then, how her career has progressed and everything. I believe I got a couple of her music, so we might get to slide that in and play that as well. Alright, first track that I'm about to play is Paula Campbell with Good Without You. This is Paula Campbell with Good Without You. Then we can come back, chop it up with LaDiamond Blue. Alright?
No need for looking, babe, for something to buy you time. I need loving, babe, and this ain't what I had in mind. I try so hard to be patient, give you just a little time, but this is all
without him. I can't say you're wrong. It's too much to figure out. Arguing, fussing, fighting while the kids are home. Love would all feel better if the two of you ride. And I can guarantee that time is on paper. Who am I to judge those tears? Be careful what you say, because these words can come to life. And let the truth be told. Hey, I should be a number one, number one, number one. I should be a number one, number one, number one. I should be a number one, girl. I should be a number one, girl. I should be a number one, number one, number one. I should be a number one, number one, number one. I should be a number one, girl. I should be a number one, girl. Concrete with the rose, image of your heart. But the memories stick with reflections of the time, and the time will still go by. And now that he's gone, it's all in your head. Remember, you don't have to love again. Hey, I should be a number one, number one, number one. I should be a number one, number one, number one. I should be a number one, girl. I should be a number one, girl. I should be a number one, number one, number one. I should be a number one, number one, number one. I should be a number one, girl. I should be a number one, girl. I won't stop until I get enough. I'm so thankful that I found your love. And baby, you got all of my trust. I won't stop until I get enough. I'm so thankful that I found your love. And baby, you got all of my trust. I should be a number one, number one, number one. I should be a number one, number one, number one. I should be a number one, girl. I should be a number one, girl. I should be a number one, number one, number one. I should be a number one, number one, number one. I should be a number one, girl. I should be a number one, girl.
I saw you yesterday with your new girl, and other day with your new friends, and saw your keys with your new Benz, and your apartment with new kids, and now I'm sitting here like what to do. Now I'm here looking at pics of you, but I was moving on to, moving on to, moving on to, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on.
back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. First track was Paula Campbell with Good Without You. Second track was Sean Lamont with Number One. And third track was our guest tonight, LaDiamond Blue with Moving On. And like I said, I think she's on the line. LaDiamond? Hold on one moment.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Hi.
How you doing tonight?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just for the people that don't know who you are, could you give like a little detail description of yourself and everything and like what you do?
Yes, I am LaDiamond Blue. I'm from South Central LA. I'm a singer slash songwriter, creative editor, creative director, artist, and all the above. And I think I was in college when I did my interview with you 3 years ago. I was like a sophomore or junior in college, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. Cause like I remember, like you were about to go overseas too, if I remember. I was about to ask you about that too.
Oh yeah, was it? When? It probably was my China trip. It probably was that one.
Yeah, I remember that you were raising money to go over there and everything.
Oh wait, no. Okay, my parents' trip. That's when I went for a study abroad that I got accepted into, and I was raising money. I remember.
Okay, how did all that go?
That was so much fun. Paris is amazing. It's a beautiful place. I think we stayed for almost 2 weeks, and I was there with my boyfriend too, so it was very, very fun. We traveled. We took boat rides. It was really, it's a beautiful place.
So y'all said that were all romantic in Paris as well, huh?
Yeah, well, we tried, because we went to school too. So, we tried to have our little dates on our own and go to the Eiffel Tower and stuff like that.
Okay. That does sound fun. Being able to travel abroad and everything, did that take any artistic vibe and everything that instilled in you that helped you with music?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I always say, you don't know your greatest capacity until you travel. Until you leave America, you really don't know really what's out there and, what else you can accomplish outside of these 50 states, because it's different. The people are different. The language is different. And the moment you're put in a position where you understand people or the language, you understand the culture, it really pushes you to learn more, because we're so comfortable in our own country, When you leave and you like, dang, what is he saying? Like, it kind of trips you out. Like, dang, I got to learn that. Like, so it was inspiring.
Okay. And are you still in California now?
Yes. Yep, I'm back home.
Okay, so how is that as far as cause I for some reason I thought I saw something about you had went to Atlanta. I must have misread that and everything. How is that?
Atlanta.
How is that as far as coming back to California and everything? And then when did you start back with the music and everything when you came back?
Well, I said as far as, okay, so I came back home. It probably took me a good full year to get right back in productively within music, because it's a lot as far as, finding a new engineer, finding a new producer, like kind of molding your way in the little music land that's out here in LA. So I'd say it took us like a good year to have like a steady foundation of somewhat of a team. I mean, it's challenging, it's fun at the same time, because I'm, finding other creatives from my own city and from my own town. But it was extremely challenging, kind of like to start over a little bit and kind of re-establish other people around you as far as who you can work with and who will be a part of your team. Because I started like my music career, in Houston when I was in school. And I built a lot of support as far as students around me, engineers around me, producers around me. So recreating that in your hometown, it was definitely a bit challenging, but I loved it.
Yeah, because I noticed that you also have like a PR team and everything behind you now. How is that as far as helping you stay creative wise and not having to worry about the marketing and everything about your career?
Well, it's, I always tell people it's always important to have a team, and that's exactly what I have. We haven't got all the gist of it, and we haven't, perfected everything, but we're still learning. But I don't know where I'd be today without my team because it takes a lot off your back. Like, I edit my own music videos, I write my own music. It takes when you spread yourself so thin, it kind of takes out, a bit of the effort that you'd be putting into one thing. So when you definitely have a team behind you, it definitely makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, especially cause like you say, when you spread yourself thin, you start stressing yourself out and everything.
Right.
When you stress yourself
very
out,
uncomfortable.
yeah, and it starts sounding in your music as well.
Right. Exactly. So I think off my team, that's been my day one. So we still learning because the thing about the music industry is you don't really have no one right there, like, directing you every step of the way. There's no blueprint, there's no rules, there's no, there's books, but still, the music industry is steady changing. So you have to get let down so many times to figure out the game, to figure out the industry, to figure out where exactly, what you need to do, what you don't need to do. It takes so many failures in this industry because there's no one right there to really just be like, okay, do this, don't do that, go this way, don't go that way. So it's all about trial and error, but you definitely don't want to be in that trial and error stage by yourself. You want to be right there with your team.
Yeah, cause excuse me, we got something in my throat. But yeah, I seen a lot of artists like that's their downfall is that they try to do too much themselves and feel like, especially like artists that don't have a budget and they don't have that marketing plan or they don't have that street team, because you got to be able to reach out there and touch the people, especially like if you're trying to start off in your hometown and everything. You have to be able to have people to reach out to people, get those find out about those open mics and stuff like that, and like that takes off a lot off your back, and especially like you can focus on your music if you have a team. Yeah, like you said, it's all about trial and error as well. And if you have a team that has the same vision as you, that trial and error doesn't hit you as hard because everybody's there brainstorming, trying to figure out how to analyze the situation, why this didn't work and why that didn't work, and be able to build off. I wouldn't say failures, because sometimes those negative effects are positive in disguise as well.
Right.
And
so we can just try to call them learning experiences.
As far as like your music and everything, like how do you feel like you have matured musically wise from the last time we talked to you, and like what can we expect from your music nowadays?
Well, my voice has definitely matured. I was very, very young last time. Well, I wouldn't say it's only 3 years ago, but I think it was more than 3 years ago. I think it was about 4 years ago. But because I'm right now, it makes 3 years since I've graduated, so I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago actually. But it's my voice has matured. I've gained more experiences. I've gained more wisdom. I've went through more things. So my music is growing up with me, I guess I should say. So it's like it's different. It's not so youthful. It's still youthful to some people, but it's more matured, and vocal range is more developed, and storytelling is more developed. So I think that people will like my growth and like where I've gone.
So did you actually work with a vocal coach to help you with that, or is just something that you developed just being in the studio?
Well, yeah, just I guess over time with myself, just playing around vocally, singing, I've grown in that manner, and also working with vocal producers in the studio, working with other female R&B artists in the studio and watching how they structure their music in the studio has helped me, like how they structure their backgrounds, what they do with their vocals. That has definitely helped me in the studio. And then just being in the studio more. Being in the studio more, you know, is a growth within itself because you become faster. You hear more. Like, I want to put this right there. Like, it doesn't take you as long to structure your song, musically. But definitely having other artists and the other singers in the studio definitely helped me.
So do you also write most of your music?
Yes, definitely write most of my music.
So like, are you the type that like you'll sit there with a producer and listen to the music and develop what you want to say, or do you actually have something on your mind when you go to the studio? You know, like I want to talk about this topic and work with the producer that way.
Well, it varies. Before, what I used to do a lot was have the music in my room already, and I pre-write. So I already pre-write before I walk in the studio. But lately, most of my inspiration has been coming from the studio directly, like by being in the studio. So the producer will like create something, or he'll have something already ready, and then I'll just go into the booth, and then I'll just sing whatever comes to my mind. Or me and him will say, like, what do you hear on this? I'm like, oh, this seems like a Get Money song, or this seems like a Oh, You Broke My Heart song. Like, you can always hear the story in the song. It's very weird. Like, when you listen to a beat,
yeah.
If you hear a rapper on it, or if you hear a singer on it. Or, if you hear, a dude flaunting on it, or him being heartbroken on it. It's always in the music first.
Yeah, that's one thing that I do notice. Like sometimes, like with an artist, like if they sync up with the right producer, like the producer can actually sit there and
right.
and listen to the beat and the words, just like the music is actually telling you what to write and everything. Like you can like pocket the words right there and there. But
right.
one of our watchers is asking, how did you find your sound?
Sound definitely comes over time, I must say. It definitely comes over time. It's the old saying, when you do things more than once or over time of doing the same thing, you start to perfect it, you start to find out your niche, same for how you shoot, if you play basketball, same for how you block, if you do defense, or, so as me as a singer over time of being in the studio over and over. And then as I write, I find myself creating the same vocal notes or creating that same type of melody, or, my style would kind of repeat itself. So over time, I'm like, oh, okay, that's my sound, or that's what I can do. But then again, over time, I've experienced myself being limitless, like, as far as my vocals or as far as what I can do with my voice. But for right now, I found my sound. Like, for right now, I figured out, okay, this is where I want to be. But that changes, so I don't know. I don't really know, because that, I think it's going to change. Like, probably 5 years from now, my sound will be a little more popish, or probably maybe a little bit more deep, or, you never know. But for this moment, this is what it is for this moment.
Yeah, I feel like with most artists, it has to do with what's going on in their life at that moment, because that's when they find the genuineness in their writing and everything, and you can actually hear the artists that are actually like passionate about what they're singing about, because it's what they're going through and everything. What do you think that what's going on in your life that actually translated into your music now, and what can we actually expect from like listening to your new album? Like what type of story are we going to hear from you?
Well, from this, my EP dropped probably about 6 days ago, and it's called Blue, Because Love Uses Everyone. And on that project, it's more so like just young adult love, the ups and downs and roller coasters of young adult love. A lot of the songs are inspired from college. I'm still in my relationship now that I was in, and him and I started off in college, and then we veered off to being young adults outside of college. So that whole love era is nothing but a roller coaster because you're dealing with separation, you're dealing with separation anxiety, you're dealing with, kind of like those jealous moments. Oh, well, you're out there. Who are you with? Oh, you're out there. Who are you with? And then you're dealing with those. Well, is this love? Is this what it's supposed to be? Like, if this was love, we would be in the same state. If this was love, we wouldn't be so far apart. Like so I'm taking all these personal experiences of experiencing my first kind of version of love in this long distance relationship. So, especially in a long distance relationship with someone you truly love, you go through a lot of stuff. You go through a lot, So from those experiences, it kind of allowed me to tell stories in my music, like my single On the Low. So that specific song is about a dude constantly hitting you up. He's stalking you, he's creeping on you. He's doing all these things hoping to get in some type of way, hoping to find that window. Especially knowing, okay, well, her dude ain't here, like her dude gone. Yeah. So I'm going to figure my way in, So that's where that song comes in. Like, he creeping on the low, plotting on the low, because that's life. When a nigga see your dude ain't around, he going to find his way, hoping that you're going to be vulnerable enough to let him in, So that's kind of like, that's where that song comes from. So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of guys do that and everything. I know, like, I had, like, in past relationships when I was away and everything, my girl would actually, my ex-girlfriend would actually screenshot me with other guys be trying to get into talk to her and stuff like that when the other guys are away and everything. But, like, I just realized that that's just how I never personally done that before, but, like, that's how a lot of guys are. And then it's kind of crazy because, like, if she leaves you for leave another guy for you, like, why do you? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that Genuine song, "What's So Different." Like,
right.
Yeah, because, like, sometimes you'll lose a girl the same way that you got her and everything, or vice versa. You'll lose a guy.
A lot of times. Oh, go ahead. No, I was saying that a lot of times it's not more so, what's in him that's not in me. It more so is kind of where the girl is mentally, like where she is emotionally, because you can play on that emotion, and you can get her just based off of the fact that she was weak at that moment. It don't have to necessarily be, oh, he's better. It's just, she was weak enough. She was weak enough to play into your hands, like, so.
Yeah, that's probably what a lot of people try to gravitate to, or is that weakness and vulnerability and everything, because we're all human and everything. So, like, as soon as, like you said, as soon as that window opens,
right,
everybody's gonna try to jump in.
Right.
So,
exactly.
How long did it take for you to actually, like, write the music and put together and stuff like that? Did you have, like, tracks that didn't make the list and cut, or why didn't they make the cut if you did?
That's okay. Let's see. Yes, how long? That varies. Like, me making a song really varies. Like, I can be so emotionally connected to this song where the story can just come out so easily, and then sometimes it's not as easy. I can lay down the hook, but the verses won't come. I have to, like, sleep on it or something like that. So that varies. However, yes, there were some songs that didn't make the cut. We actually did have, like, a listening party, like, me and my team. We invited some of my closest friends, our family, extended friends, and they came out. So they were basically the judges on what songs made it and what songs didn't. We basically played the song. We had, like, a little score-up sheet, and for them, this may not be everybody's case, but for my first project, I wanted my peers to be a part of it. So, some songs didn't make it. I don't necessarily know why, but it could be a part of where music is now, because some of the songs I recorded 3 years ago, there were songs I recorded yesterday in the mix, and some I recorded 2 years ago. So it could be because music changes and music changes with time. And sometimes you don't make it, you know. You may have a kick on there that's not popping at the moment, or you may have a violin on there that's not, you know, gravitating people at the moment. So, you know, music, words, lyrics, that all contribute to a song making it, or, you know, or necessarily a song not being clear enough. Like, what are you talking about? You know, so it really varies. But yeah, some songs didn't make it.
Yeah, it's also like just having your friends actually judge your music at times, especially like if you have genuine friends that will tell you like it is. They always the best critics to help you
Yeah.
navigate through that whole process of picking which song is actually making the cut and which ones are not. So it's always good to have
Right.
those friends that are going to be genuine to you and everything.
Right.
By any chance, did you watch the Masked Singer?
The Masked Singer?
Yeah.
No, what's that?
Oh, that it seemed like I'm the only one that watched it. It was a show on I think it was on Fox. Yeah, I think it was on Fox where they had singers, stars, and everything. They wore masks and they sung, and you had to guess who it was. And last night was the
Really?
last episode, and Gladys Knight was one of the contestants. Like she was the one wearing the bee contest costume and everything. But throughout the whole show, like she sung songs through each generation. Cause basically she was trying to throw people off. Like she was singing current songs and then songs from her generation and stuff like that. But her whole range and everything, like what you were saying as far as like gravitated towards what's kicking, then the fact that she could make it her own. They just showed how gifted as a singer that she was and everything. The fact that she could just make those songs her own, even songs that are popping today and everything.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So
that's dope. Yeah. I never watched that show.
Yeah, the last episode was last night and everything, and like I think I got every contestants from last night except for one, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if you cause like T-Pain was also the one that won was T-Pain, and the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that T-Pain has a voice behind that auto-tune, and that's what he wanted to prove.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to prove because like everybody just thought that all he has was that auto-tune, and like he sung songs from each genre throughout the whole season just to prove that he does have a voice. And like that's
he has a beautiful voice.
But the thing that had messed it up for why I had guessed it for him, because like when they were disguising the people's voices, he was using autotune. So I was like, wait, that's
yeah.
I was like, yeah, because like they use autotune and like a voice I forgot, like kind of like make it squeaky or something like that. But like just hearing him talk with the autotune, I was like, yeah, that's T-Pain.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah,
that's easy.
Yeah, but the judges never guessed it and everything. But like, how do you think you are as far as touching on different genres of music or different avenues in the music industry?
I think that I actually like touching on different touching on different genres and different styles of music. It's actually very fun for me. It's kind of like doing karaoke. When you go out with your friends and you playing different songs and you karaoke in different music. I like it, but it's as far as where I am now, as far as an artist, I'm confusing the audience. I don't want to be everywhere. I want to be that artist. It's like, okay, what you gonna do? What you gonna stick to? So, that's why I found a lane that I'm vibing to right now, and I'm kind of, but I hope for the future that I can, be able to touch on different genres and different features on different artists, after I reach that certain level and that certain audience. So, but I love different types of stuff.
Yeah, one thing that I do notice, like with as far as R&B singers or just singers, period, like when you're an independent artist and you go into like open mics, I notice that a lot of them, instead of singing their own music off the bat, they start off with like covers to get the crowd into it and everything. So and then they might touch on an original track to get a feel of how the crowd might react to the original stuff and everything. Like, what is your, when you're performing and everything, like open mics or open it up for people, like what is your strategy to actually gain the crowd and everything?
I do actually start off with a cover. Like I sing like probably, I don't know, like bars of, you know, a Beyonce song or Alicia Keys song, a song that I know everybody will know, that they can sing with me, so then I can grab the audience, and then, you know, I kind of let them know, all right, I'm going to slow it down for y'all, and I'll hold that there still with me. But yeah, that's definitely an attention grabber, and it quiets the room, because lately I've been performing at spots like where a lot of artists, rap artists are. So it just be number of rappers and not be like the only singer. You know, rappers, they wild. So I be having to, you know, sing something to quiet everybody down. Like, all right, y'all gotta be quiet, because y'all need some vocals. Like, so I'll sing a little cover, and they're quiet, and they're like, woo, and then they're ready, and I'm like, all right, you guys spin that. Like, I got their attention now.
Yeah, that's a good strategy right there. As far as like networking with other artists and everything to be featured on your track or you be featured on theirs, like how do you approach that of getting to like new artists, or if an artist want to get in touch with you?
Well, lately, how I've gone on somebody else's stuff or had their stuff get on mine. Like for instance, I did a feature with Papa XO. That was weird because me and him was at the same studio. We had to do this video thing at the same studio session. So they wasn't ready for it. So I just like, okay, well, let's just record. You want to record? Like, that's kind of how that came about. And then on my latest project, I have a feature on there called KB Devon. He's like, you know, an Inglewood artist. And he was actually referred to me through my brother. My brother found him because we were looking for a rapper to be on one of my songs. My brother was like, oh, there's the dope voice, let's reach out to him. And I just DM'd him, and, you know, he was like, well, send a track. And he messed with the track, like, he loved it. And that's kind of where that came from, how that went about. But that was the easy process. But majority of the time, it can be really hard to get somebody that's really good to feature on stuff, because one, they're either too established, or two, they're not really established, and then their sound is really developed. So it's really hard having that balance. Someone who's willing to help you out as an artist, knowing that you haven't been truly established to your greatest capability. So I guess that feature era is the most difficult for me in the music industry. I get a lot of DMs and emails from artists that really want to work, but their work isn't as up to par that I would like, as far as mending mine with theirs. So it's hard finding that middle ground.
So how is it as far as the music scene in your area?
Okay. I don't know if this is like how it is everywhere, but it's a rap city to me. It's definitely a rap city. Like, you know, I'm surrounded by nothing but rappers. Like, that's how it is. You know, which is easier for me, but I don't really know how to explain that. I'm not the outside looking in. Like, you know, I'm in it, so it's hard to really judge it. But so far, I've just been surrounded by a lot of like rap artists so far. So, you know, it's a man's world too. So as a woman, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough regardless. Like, as a woman, that's a whole topic. But, you know, that's kind of what I get now. You know, where I am musically, it's hard. It's hard really squeezing in to that, you know, into that man's world. You know, if you ain't got nobody that's, you know, connecting you to all these people, you know, Diddy ain't my daddy, so,
Yeah.
you know, I'm trying to, you know, figure it out. But it's definitely, man, consistency thing. You know, and if you have a good voice, if you have a good sound, it's going to get you along with the person. And consistency is everything. So, you know, I'm looking forward to working with a lot of amazing people.
Yeah, 'cause it seems like as far as like being an independent artist, like you most times you have to have that cosign and everything from somebody
Right,
major and stuff like that to be able to get to that next level. But as
right.
far as like from the last time that we talked and everything until now, it seemed like it's sometimes easier for artists to get out there into the platform because of all these streaming platforms. Like, what is your take on all getting on these streaming platforms to get your music out there, as far as like Spotify, Tidal, iHeartRadio, and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, that's very important. All of my music, my latest project, Blue, is streaming everywhere. Like it's everywhere. It's even on SoundCloud. You know, Spotify. I'm about to say Tinder. What is it? Um,
Tidal.
Pandora. It's everywhere because you don't know. You know who's gonna flick to the flick to it and want to listen and be like, oh, okay, this is cool. Like, so I'll make sure, especially as an artist, it's very important that you make your music accessible to everyone. You don't want to keep it on cloud. That's not the goal. You know, that's not my goal. It's some people, but I don't want that to be my option. So it's very important that I get it to all of the music streaming outlets, even the ones that's abroad. International is everywhere.
Yeah, cause like one thing about like SoundCloud is that you can't really make any money off it, your streams and everything. It's good to attract like new listen base and everything, but like those streams don't actually count towards your revenue and everything.
I think that now they have it. You can. I think it's called SoundCloud Pro or something like that,
Oh, for
where you
real?
can
They
get
changed it up.
Yeah, I think that they made it accessible where you can money from your streams. You have to make your account like pro. Like you got to make it a pro account. You know, I don't. My isn't pro. It's just a regular SoundCloud, but all my music is being streamed everywhere else. So that's how I get my revenue.
So have you been able to look at the demographics of like where you actually are more popular and stuff like that?
Yes, it's actually weird. So, Houston, of course, like Texas, LA, I have some in New York, um, even abroad. I think somewhere in Germany or something. It's a weird spot, but it's cool. I get to go on Apple Music for artists, or I get to go on my like my business page on Instagram, and I get to see where I have all of these different people, and they're really spread out. Like you'd be amazed. They're really spread out.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot with a lot of artists is that Germany likes American music a lot. It seems, cause like a lot of
That's what it
independent
is.
yeah, it seemed like a lot of independent artists like Germany likes independent artists or something like that, because like it seemed like a lot of artists like they get real popping in Germany.
Yes, I got me a following in Germany.
That's what's up.
That's
That's what's
like,
up. So as far as like music video and visuals, when can we expect all that?
well, I have my short film up now. My short film is basically a medley of the different songs that I have on my project. So it's like a story. So everybody can check that out right now. It's on my YouTube channel, Diamond Blue. Expect music videos from you. I'm not gonna tell you which songs, but from songs on my project. I'm always dropping visuals. I dropped like 3 last year, so you're gonna expect visuals. I'm a visual person, so they're gonna be expecting a lot of visuals.
And as far as like you have any like tours or anything set up or any performances that we anybody can look forward to going to or spotting you out live?
Well, I do have a performance. Let me pull that up for you real quick. I have a performance in LA It's at the Old School Spring Jam Day Festival. That's going to be March 8th at the Redondo Beach Performing Arts Center, and that's going to be cool. It's basically like a lot of upcoming artists performing, even established artists that are going to be there. So that's going to be very fun. I'm going to be performing. I don't want to release that right now. I have another performance that's opening up, kind of, you know. I don't really know the details, so I don't really want to speak on it. But if anybody wants to know anything about my upcoming performances or upcoming releases, follow me on Instagram at LaDiamond Blue, or subscribe to my website at LaDiamondBlue.com.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to get to. Like if you could give out your, well, is there anything that we haven't touched on so far that you want people to know about you before we go into the social medias?
I want people to stream this EP. So stream the EP is available everywhere. As far as, you know, if you want to work, I'm always open to working with other artists. You already know I'm based in LA, but you can hit up my email at LaDiamondBlue@gmail.com. I don't know. That's pretty much it.
Okay. And could you give out your social medias and everything so people can know how to follow you and keep up to date with what you're doing?
Yes. Follow me, LaDiamond Blue. That's LA Diamond Blue, like the color. Everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, my like page, YouTube, LaDiamond Blue, everywhere across the board. And you can go to LaDiamondBlue.com.
All right. Well, I do appreciate you coming on and everything and chopping it up with us. My co-host couldn't be here today, but you still an old friend to the show and everything. So I really want, like, I saw that you had a project coming out and everything. I was like, let me reach out to her. I haven't talked to her in a minute. See if I can bring her on the show.
Right.
So yeah, I'm glad that you're still striving in the industry and everything. And I'm definitely gonna listen to that whole whole EP. I listened to a couple tracks. But I want to listen to the whole thing, and I'll definitely give you feedback on it and everything. But I love what you're doing. You still got a unique sound and everything. So I wish you really, really good luck in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
No doubt. And to everybody, I'm about to go into a music break. I believe Joy is supposed to be calling in after this music break and everything to join us to chop it up about current events and everything. So I'll double check to see if she is going to call in. And James might be coming in as well in the second half as well. But I appreciate everybody tuning in and everything. Make sure you go follow LaDiamond Blue on all her social medias and everything. This is a very, very gifted independent artist and everything.
Thank you.
I really hope that she does move further into her career and everything. Listen to that album and everything. First track that I'm about to play is Venomous with Far Away featuring Lyric G. This is Venomous with Far Away featuring Lyric G. Alright?
Just let me talk to you for a second. Listen. Yeah. We used to say it's us against the world. Fell in love way before I was your girl. Combos on the Skype talking late night. Kiss you like I mean it when we out on date night. You my little vixen, what you like to say. Kinda shy till I'm showing off that negligee. I cried for you every time you had to walk away. I tried harder even when you said you couldn't stay. Close my eyes, now we laying on the beach. Lotion on my thighs, hands on my peach. I'm the student, man, I love it when you teach. Even when I travel, I ain't never out of reach. Kept it classy, but my mind in the gutter. Matching birds, matching kicks in the summer. Love it when you tell me that no one can come above her. A diamond in the rough when she shines like a mother, yeah.
Baby, where you wanna go? Tell me. Anywhere, just let me know. We'll go far away from here. We'll make everything alright. Baby, where you wanna go? Tell me.
in the world are so unpolished. I ain't never stressed cause you kept me well acknowledged. Was thicker than the thieves in the night. More than just your hand, played your left and your right. Living like a movie where we flying through the night. Fresh out the gate, chicks is rude out the fight. And I ain't even noticing the bras. I'm snapping passports and left in my awards. Busy trying to make my ends and open doors. Testing for my show when I'm out on all these tours. I never seem to think that it would end. Signals getting crossed, now he mad at me again. No matter what, I just hope you comprehend. Daydreaming on this flight, wish that I was home again. Come on, come on.
Baby, where you wanna go? Tell me. Anywhere, just let me know. We'll go far away from here. Far away. We'll make everything alright.
Let me see you twerk like it's your birthday. Bad bitch contest, you in first place. Let me see you twerk like it's your birthday. Bad bitch contest, you in first place. Let me see you bustin' for a real one. He a lame, now you fucking with a real one. We ain't the same, girl, you're looking at a real one. Yeah, you looking at a real one. Let me see you twerk like it's your birthday. All that cake, yeah, it's looking like your birthday. You a boss, bitch, yeah, you be bossing. Killing shit, the only thing missing is a coffin. Middle fingers up to your ex. Since you left him, they ain't looking up the press. In your DM city, miss you when you stressed. But your curve game strong. Show him, baby, flex. Plus you're rocking with a real one. Ain't gotta go in your pockets when the bills come. Stay on the grind, trying to count up the million. The type to meet your parents and you wanna have a children. Real recognize, really you relate. You drive your own phone too, so we can race. You see them lames, put them in their place. Tell them bro, get the fuck up out your face. Let me see you bustin' for a real one. He a lame, now you fucking with a real one. We ain't the same, girl, you're looking at a real one. Boss up, baby, we gon' get these millions. Hair done, nails done, everything did. Got your own job and you got your own crib. Drive your own car, pay your own bills. What's missing? That's a go hoorah. Let's make a power couple. When Arch in the club is gonna be rockin'. When Arch in the club is gonna be poppin'. When Arch take your bitch, you ain't gon' stop on Philly. I'ma beat that pussy up when her hoppin'. And she gon' with me cause it's worth it. With me, then she might get a Birkin. She a dime, make the boys nervous. Betty on the gram, but she pretty in person. G5, yeah, she fine, she's
Word to God, I'm murdering for Miss Teresa. Spitting hot as a common fever. The second E for your flow beneath us. And if you ever make it to defeat us, that'd be the day when I line of semen no longer breathing. Too many promises broken, many prophecies open. Said you ain't snitching, but you ride with the corporate. Pay attention, it's so vital you focus. Feel like I'm sleeping on some narcoleptic from my last diagnosis. Now the gang is shame, the era is golden, you figured. I catch a body for something stupid as pulling triggers. Mama raised me to never put trust in worthless. That's how your circle can end up producing non-winners. God with us, don't you ever put trust in man, cause man can kill you just like a smoker with second hand. To conquer is the plan, deciphering every scam. Trying to challenge what I have and I'ma leave you where you stand. I'm a monster, 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 monster. Try to tell you I ain't here to play the games. It ain't contra. You can say my name in the mirror, I'm appearing like a monster, 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 monster. Here's the reason why style's very different. I'm a monster, 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 monster. And I can smell fear, it's very clear. I be lurking around corners when you least expect it. An upper echelon when you least respect it. See, I don't even need to speak my record. Throwing subliminal shots that's spreading like a wound infection. Trying to have my name ring bells like LL to Big L. I'm the equivalent of Pac was fusing with Hell Rail. Not the average rapper that's spitting stories and tell tales. I made a name for just spitting rap at his mag shells. The creeper that can make you believers blowing out your speakers when you relying on petty features. I mastered the procedure of living through rap's ether. You boring, spitting lyrical anesthesias. I'm thinking torrent, maybe touching a Tower Pisa. Money converted from cash to it's a platinum visa. Acquire the Rover and turn it to a 12-seater. So every with me can feel like we all leaders. I'm a monster, 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 monster. Try to tell you I ain't here to play the games. It ain't contra. You can say my name in the mirror, I'm appearing like a monster, 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 monster. Here's the reason why style's very different. I'm a monster, 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 monster. And I can smell fear, it's very clear. I'm a monster.
Drum dummy.
Let's get it. Get to the money, man, have it. Bring my way. Broke, best to the got my way. Plug this sexy, say I'm on my way. Where you at? Round my way. She lays in my way. Shots swing my way. They jig around my way. They cook around my way. Skirt. Get to the money, man, have it. Bring my way. Broke, best to the got my way. I did it my way. I did the high grade. Just spray by 5 glaze. Dreads with the high fade. My cry babe. Hit Linux 5 days. She hit Louis Gucci, then I hit it sideways. Been had my way like Birkin. Yeah, sip at with Burberry. Yeah, my plug gon' flip me like a hurricane. Yeah, my white boy like got a. I'm with baby Fendi, and I rock Fendi, baby. I'm back going crazy, cause I been chillin' lately. I tell him my way or the highway. Just coming in and out my driveway like, let's get it, yeah, man. Get to the money, man, have it, bring my way. Broke, best to the got my way. Plug this sexy, say I'm on my way. Where you at? Round my way. She lays in my way. Shots swing my way. They jig around my way. They cook around my way. Skirt. Get to the money, man, have it, bring my way. Broke, best to the got my way.
I can get to the money, Jane, having bitch my way. Won't wait till dark, we gon' push up on you in the broad day. These be acting like you can see all of my face. I be getting to the money, I don't give a fuck what they say. Stop all that capping. You not a shooter, you don't hit killers. Stop all that acting. Right or wrong, it don't matter. They say you gon' hate, but I don't care. Buy no hate, I don't get side, get paid. I'm on the south side with all the shooters. I do what I want. Not talk about school. I had a dream about this. Not talk about love. So stop all that acting.
Let's get it. Get to the money, man, have it, bring my way. Broke, best to the got my way. Plug this sexy, say I'm on my way. Where you at? Round my way. She lays in my way. Shots swing my way. They jig around my
Whatever you do, don't blow my buzz or my high. I'm trying to feel the vibes. I feel the vibes. Whatever you do, don't blow my buzz or my high. I feel the vibes. I feel the vibes. I was a young little tricky, Mickey, spitting raps, talking about the trap cats and some of this and some of that. I started off like 1, 2, microphone check, 1, 2, mic check. I'm about to catch rap. Give me the mic. I'm nice and alien, nigga inside. Running around you in the circle, used to flow till I turn purple. Now I just lay in the country, get champagne and smoking purple. The chronic for the mind, I'm drinking mimosas for the vocals. I'm pop like this down in '96. Let's get it. It's a celebration. If vigilante click is the confederation. We growing by the ladies, nigga steady hating. I need a vacation for meditation. Medicating THC, this ain't a regular vape. I realize I'm ahead of the race, they running in place. Lord, I'm not your peer, you're not in my space, not in my zone. You ain't seen what I seen. I live what I speak, so I say what I mean. I mean what I say, so when I say that I mean, I murder tracks all season, believe it. Whatever you do, don't blow my buzz or my high. I feel the vibes. I feel the vibes. Whatever you do, don't blow my buzz or my high. I feel the vibes. I feel the vibes.
Alright, we're back. Hello? Joy?
Yo.
Yeah, what's good? I just finished the music break and everything. I was just about to go over a couple things and everything. By any chance, did you end up watching The Masked Singer last night?
I didn't get around to it. I just saw one thing on Facebook. I think it was Gladys Knight or something.
Yeah, the B was Gladys Knight, which my sister was saying up and down that it was her. I don't know why. The whole time I thought it was Dionne Warwick for some reason, and everything. But like just watching that whole performance and everything, seeing her being able to it just showed her range as a musician, because she was able to sing songs from this era and her era and everything, and still put her twist on it and everything. So I really enjoyed that. And then the winner being T-Pain, which I kind of figured out it was T-Pain around like probably the fourth episode, because he had one of the clues that he had was a headset. So I thought it was somebody that played that was an announcer in sports or something like that. But then I kept on hearing him talk when they were disguising his voice. But the thing about it is when they were disguising his voice, I mentioned this during the interview, is that he had auto-tune, which basically I don't understand why nobody picked it up on the panel. I think a couple people on Facebook I saw actually picked it up, that it was T-Pain and everything, because like when he was talking during the auto-tune, like I heard T-Pain, but the reason why he went on that show was because a lot of people discredit him as a real singer, and he actually proved that, being able to sing all different genres throughout the whole show and everything. So I really enjoyed watching The Masked Singer and just guessing who was behind the mask, because the whole show, like before they unmasked, they were singing on the costumes. The only person, like the person that I got like the first off the first show was the Peacock, which was Donny Osmond. Like when he was talking about doing Vegas shows and being a kid actor and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, that's Donny Osmond. Like I don't know how many people that's listening know who Donny Osmond is and everything, but like I picked that up off gate. And then Ricky Lake, I figured that out like her first guess. Cause like every show they had clues on who they were and stuff like that. So and with Ricky Lake, when she was talking about being a talk show host and stuff like that, like people that grew up during that era of when she was a talk show host and everything, and just well, I'm trying to think of like basically the shape of the body and everything, the structure of the person's body and everything. Like I was like, yeah, that's Ricky Lake and everything. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed watching The Masked Singer this year. I wonder like who they're gonna pick for the next, if it does get picked up again, like who they're gonna pick up for the next one. Cause like some of the people were like a surprise. Like the first show, Antonio Brown got booted off, and he was the first person to get unmasked and everything. You could tell that he wasn't really a good singer and stuff like that. And Terry Bradshaw surprised me, but somebody told me that he actually had a country album and everything. So he has sung before and everything. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed watching it, and me and my sister just guessing back and forth like who the people underneath the mask and everything. So yeah, it was very, very interesting. I don't know if you have Hulu or anything, you can go back and actually watch all of it from the first episode up into the season finale and everything, and actually see how it went and everything. But
I'll check it out.
Have you been watching the AAF, the Alliance League, American Alliance Football League?
I haven't.
Like true, like I've been forgetting about it because like you're not used to football during this time period, so like it kind of slips your mind, and I don't want to be one of those people that don't watch it and then like it doesn't make next season because of ratings and stuff like that. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and just the whole concept of being able to give people alternative that don't make the NFL. Alternative to actually prove themselves. I meant to actually watch because I think that they had a special on Trent Richardson, which I didn't know that he was in the league. He plays for I think it's Birmingham, and everybody remember like he was like a big bust in the NFL. Like everybody like he was missing the holes and stuff like that. But it seemed like he has exploded in this new league and stuff like that. So it's basically giving these athletes another chance, especially the ones that were in the NFL and got cut and stuff like that. It's giving them another chance. Like I know that there was the Canadian League, and they have the other. I think they have a league in the Europe, but not a lot of people actually watch those. So like having another league actually in the States is actually helpful and everything. Like what do you think about the concept and everything of this new league? And have you seen like clips and everything? Cause like you can see that they are for the big hits. Cause like, like a hit that would have been flagged in the NFL, like they let it go and everything. How do you feel about this new league?
I don't know how long that's gonna last. Cause with the NFL, they did it to start with as well, but when people start getting concussed and stuff like that, they changed the rules to protect the players. So if you said it's called AFL, right?
The AAFL. I mean AA. Yeah, I got it. I think it's AA. I know it's American Alliance. Yeah, it's American Alliance League, or the Alliance American League. It's one of those. Let me see if I can pull it, because I'm following them on Instagram, and that's how I get most of the highlights and everything. And then they also have it where they have an app where you can actually watch the games on the app as well. Yeah, it's the AAF, American Alliance League, Football League.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to last because they are probably going to start looking at the health of the players as well, especially if it gets big. Then if you have like star players that get concussed or go out with the bad injury, that could affect ratings. They'll probably end up on the same thing the NFL's doing right now, or what they started doing about 5 or 6 years ago for player safety.
Yeah, that's interesting. Probably to look at that to see if they actually go that way, and then like next year you're going to have to also have the XFL league populate, which I think is a good thing for the XFL, is because they can actually watch the AAF league and actually see what they're doing and basically tweak some of their mistakes this year to help them in the following year.
Wait, you said this was already on, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about the XFL is next year.
No, the AAF.
Yeah, the AAF league is I believe they're in their fourth week. Yeah, I think this is the fourth week. Like
I didn't even know they were on.
Like I caught it the first week. I know that the Atlanta team, like they've been getting blown out. I believe they haven't won a game, and I believe the Orlando and Birmingham teams. Let me see if I can pull that up. Are the only teams that's undefeated right now, and I believe that they play each other this week. So only one team's going to be stay undefeated. Let me just double check on that. But like I said, I think it's like really, really interesting. Yeah. Memphis they haven't won a game. Birmingham and Orlando, yeah. Oh no, they don't play this. They don't play this weekend. But they both, yeah, they're still. Both those teams are undefeated. They both Saturday Orlando plays Salt Lake on NFL Network, and Birmingham plays San Antonio on CBS. So both those teams are the only teams that are undefeated right now in the league. And Atlanta and Memphis are the defeated teams. They haven't won a game yet.
Gotcha. How many teams do they got so far?
They have 6 teams. No, eight. My bad. 8 teams. Four teams in each division.
Gotcha. Well, I haven't checked it out yet. I didn't even know it was on.
Yeah. You can also like download the app and like you can watch the games on the app as well. But
so they're not on. They're not
on
a regular cable.
Yeah, they're on the NFL Network and CBS. Like I was kind of surprised that they're going to be on the NFL Network. But like I think they have an agreement because like I thought they were going to be kind of, even though like they are in a different like season. Like I still felt like they were competing with the NFL, but it might be a good thing that they are kind of neighboring with the NFL, and like they don't kick extra points. They have to go for 2-point conversions in this league. They still have field goals. They still have field goals, but like after you score a touchdown, you have to convert a 2-point conversion.
Gotcha. Well, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this weekend to get back on it and actually watch it. Like I missed the last two weeks and everything.
Gotcha. I'm gonna try to catch up on it and see if the NFL Network got it in reruns or something like that.
I didn't even think about that, but you would think, because I was trying to see like if they had replays on the app, but it doesn't show that they have replays on the app and everything. So I guess they only have the live games on the app. And then like you can score points by picking the next play and everything. They have like on the app they have like a lot of things, interactive things and stuff like that for people that's actually watching and stuff. So
I guess that's one way to get an audience.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm real interested in seeing what Vince McMahon does next year with the XFL. I know that I'm trying to think like the big name, because they just got a big name as a coach of one of the teams and everything. I forgot who it was though. But they already done picked their cities and everything, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see next season to see how that actually goes as far as seeing if Vince learned from his mistakes from the last time he tried to start the football league or not, and everything.
Yeah, it might last. The new XFL. I don't even know how they dropped ratings that quick after the first time.
I don't know, cause I kind of liked it, but like I think I forgot what people were saying and everything, but like yeah, it was kind of crazy, but it did help a lot of potentials get into the NFL because like people were able to see them play, and they basically drafted from there as well. So that's always a good thing to have another place to actually watch players that you're not sure, like kind of borderline on whether or not they'll be good players or not, to be able to see them in another league. And you can pick them up and everything, bring them into the NFL. Kind of a stepping stone and everything.
Gotcha. Well, I just looked up the AAF, and according to USA Today, Johnny Manziel was offered workout by AAF.
Said by the AAF?
Yeah, Johnny Manziel.
When was this?
This was 3 hours ago.
Interesting. That'll be interesting if he is able to get picked up and see what he actually does with that opportunity.
Yep. If he stay out of trouble.
Yeah. But another thing that because like it's same thing as I was talking to you about like the Tuesday about credible sources and everything. There was like a news article going around, and like I've seen a couple people post it and everything, but like the article that they were coming from, like I didn't feel like it was actually credible and everything. So like that's why I kind of like stir away from it. But everybody knows like that new rapper Blueface did a remix with Cardi B, and they had this news article going around that Blueface was actually dissing Cardi B, and she had a funk to her the whole time. And then like recently I saw an article where he basically called that article a lie. He never said that, and it's not a reasonable source. So like that's the reason why like I said, I always try to actually see if it's a credible source and everything to actually report on and everything, because like that could have caused some drama right there. The fact that Cardi B feel like he's trying to sit there and diss her and stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes people say stuff, and then it gets out there and they want to take it back and say they never said it. So I don't. Do you know who that source was that say that? You said that source wasn't credible?
Yeah, the one place that I saw it on was on Media Takeout.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one was Hip Hop News, but it was never on any major. It wasn't on any major websites and everything, and that's why I kind of was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to believe that this was true or not, because it was never on any major outlets. It's talking about whether or not he actually said that or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, it's like I said, like it's crazy. Like a lot of people post these stuff just to get clickbait and everything, but like it can really damage somebody if the wrong thing is actually said and everything. Because like the other thing about it is that Blueface is a Crip and Cardi B is a Blood, so like that could have been some tension right there as well.
He said he never said it.
Yeah, he said he never said it, so it's good that he actually cleared it up. I think they said that he cleared it up on his Instagram and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just reading it from Complex website.
So the other thing that happened this week is that they just released a new trailer to the X-Men Dark Phoenix trailer. Have you seen the new trailer?
I haven't seen the new trailer. I just read something on it about Jean Grey killing, I guess, one of the big heroes or one of the important characters. That's the only thing I read, but I didn't get a chance to see the trailer yet.
That's interesting.
What did you think about it?
Well, like, I'm kind of still on the fence because, like, I didn't want to admit it because, like, I'm a big X-Men fan and everything. And, like, I still don't see why people didn't like the X-Men 3 because I liked it. But, like, the last, I'm trying to think what was the last one. Oh, Apocalypse. The last one, like, I really, really was disappointed with it. But and I'm just hoping that they actually, because this is going to be the last X-Men before they actually they allow Disney to take over it and everything. So I'm trying to see exactly how Disney is going to revamp the X-Men and everything. And from what I understand is that they already looking for a new Wolverine because you know that whatchamacallit, the last Wolverine Logan was supposed to be his last role. So I think they're actually looking for a new Wolverine to actually replace him in the MCU universe. But I would have loved to see him in the actual MCU universe and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I'm hoping they don't mess this up because like, it is one of them important X-Men, especially like with Jean Grey becoming the Dark Phoenix.
That Jean Grey character is the problem for me. I don't like the actress.
You don't like the actress?
No. The last X-Men, she just sucked as Jean Grey, and I just don't see, especially them making her the title, the star of the movie. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I don't want to say too much until I see it. But from the first trailer, I like the first trailer. I just don't like her in that role. And it could be that I'm just used to Famke Janssen. But, yeah, I wasn't feeling the actress.
Yeah, when they did the younger X-Men and everything, like some of the characters were kind of suspect. Storm, like, I don't know, like I feel like she's a good actor, but for some reason, like, she enters these major roles, cause like she's the same one that was playing Aaliyah in the Lifetime movie, and like she got a bad deal on that. And then she was in the new Drumline movie, and I felt like they messed up the drumline, that second drumline. Like, I don't even know why they attempted to do that. But like she's been getting a bad rep just because of the type of roles that they have been placing her in. But she kind of did a good job. But like I said, like I was really disappointed in Apocalypse, X-Men Apocalypse, especially like Apocalypse was like one of my favorite villains. And like I felt like they could have done a better job with him because like he's supposed to be on the level as a Thanos, and like I didn't fear him like when you see Infinity War and Thanos, like it should have been on that same level, and it wasn't.
Do you think it was the actor instead of the way the movie was written? Because I think it was the guy that played Apocalypse.
It could have been.
He was just boring.
Yeah, they could have done a better job of casting, because like, and also like with the whole makeup and getup that they had for him as well, like it didn't capture the essence of Apocalypse. I felt, cause like I remember like I think it was Days of Future Past, like when I sat in the movie theater and saw the end credit scene, I was excited. And then for them to come out and have that movie the way that it was, was like a big disappointment.
I agree. I thought it was the worst X-Men.
So like,
Because they should have brought the, like, I like the new actors that they got when they first revamped X-Men, but it just looks like they're trying to revamp them again and kind of do a refocus where there's too much focus on the Jean Grey character.
talking about the First Class.
Yeah, I like First Class, and I forgot the name of the one after it.
I want to say that was Days of Future Past.
Yeah, I like those two, but I don't like Apocalypse because of the focus. It looks like they changed focus with the Jean Grey character where they brought her in. And she just, I mean, that's just my opinion. She just don't do it for me.
And then the next thing that I'm trying to remember. Cyclops and Havoc's are brothers, and I'm trying to remember what happened to him in Apocalypse. Like if they even kind of like show that they were brothers or not in there, because like I was looking forward to that. And then like another thing that I've been looking forward to, which they kind of touched on in Deadpool 2. I was wondering if they were ever going to do an X-Force movie, which I don't know if they did it in a joking matter, but they did talk about it in Deadpool 2, where they were talking about X-Force. So I'm wondering, like, cause like there's a couple when I was younger that I really liked in X-Force, as far as Havoc, Multiple Man, and stuff like that. And then like Wolverine kind of was in X-Force a couple times as well. But I
haven't heard of the X-Force. I only watched the movies, but I wasn't watching or reading the comments.
Yeah, and Deadpool 2, like hit the group that he had assembled, which eventually died. Like if you haven't seen Deadpool 2, I do apologize if I ruined that for you. But like half the people that he assembled died, and it was funny because the Invisible Guy, like when you read the credits, it was supposed to be I think, who was it? I had it on my tip of my tongue too. And I can see him in my head right now, but I forgot his name. He was in that movie. I know he was in Ocean 11.
What does he look like?
What is that movie? Because there's that spy movie that he wakes up and he gets activated and stuff like that.
And you say he was on Ocean's 11?
Yeah, he was in Ocean's 11 too. He was in all the Oceans, Ocean 11, 12, and 13.
And you don't know what he looks like?
Yeah, I know what he looks like. I might have to look it up right quick. But yeah, it was funny that because like he was the Invisible Guy, and like they never showed him, but in the credits they said it was him. Like he never said anything, so I don't know if that was supposed to be like a funny gag, saying that he was in the movie or not. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now.
Was it Matt Damon? Okay, it was Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Yeah, it was Brad Pitt. Like it was kind of funny that they were saying that he was in the movie and he was the Invisible Guy. But yeah, like in Deadpool 2, like he assembled the X-Force, but like they all died except for Domino. Like she was the only one that didn't die, and of course Cable and Colossus, like they were the only ones that didn't. But everybody else that he assembled to be part of the team died in the movie and stuff like that. But like I'm just interested to see exactly what Disney does, because they just acquired all of them. And then what I'm also hearing is that, which is a good thing, because like they were doing this before, like with the Agents of Shield, like part of the show was still attached to the MCU universe. So they said that the Disney Plus streaming service, that all the Marvel shows on there is still going to be tied to the MCU universe as far as the movies. So they're going to still be corresponding with each other and still intact. Because I remember like with Agents of Shield, like they talked about some of the stuff that was going on in the Avengers movies. So the fact that they keep it going throughout the time period where the movie comes out, and then you can still keep lined up with the TV shows and stuff like that, but you have to buy the streaming service.
Man, that's sad.
Why is that?
What? Wait, was the Runaways and all that a part of that, or is that separate?
Oh, the Runaways is on Hulu.
No, I mean, so they're not gonna buy them all, just the ones on Netflix.
Like I don't know, cause like they haven't said anything about the Hulu ones. All they've been talking about is taking the ones off of Netflix. Like they haven't said anything about Hulu. So, from what I understand, like they're still on there as far as the Runaways and stuff like that. They haven't said anything about taking the Runaways off. I know that Cloak and Dagger, I don't know if anybody watches that. That's on FX. Like that, I haven't heard anything about. Like they're about to come up with a new season on. I want to say, I think in March. I think the new season supposed to start in March. I enjoyed the first season. There's another Marvel show on FX that I was trying to get into. It's kind of crazy, like the way that they have it lined up. And then they have The Gifted on Fox as well, which they talk about the X-Men on there as well. Do you watch The Gifted?
Sorry, Darnell, say that again. The last part.
The Gifted, the TV show The Gifted, is on Fox.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's a good show as well. But they tie it in like after, I think like it's supposed to be like after the X-Men kind of dissembles and stuff like that. They're basically what the results of post X-Men.
Gotcha.
And
wait, so is that show? So are you saying that show is supposed to be before the X-Men?
No, after the X-Men.
Oh, okay.
Because they always talk about how they hope that they're not letting the X-Men down, or the X-Men doesn't exist anymore and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting the way that it is. And I feel like it's crazy that with all these Marvel shows, well, not Marvel, just Marvel, but comics, like they kind of distinguish like when they do the mutants and aliens, it's kind of like what happened when there was a racial tension in America. Cause like I watch Supergirl, and the distinguish between humans and aliens in that show is kind of like the same thing that happens in America with the Caucasians and the African Americans and stuff like that. Like how they talked about how aliens were taking jobs away from humans and stuff like that. And I remember like they usually talk about that in the media and stuff like that. How some of the Caucasians had felt about that. So it kind of ties it in about unity in all these comic books. Cause like even like they also said like with the X-Men, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King was supposed to be represented with Professor X and Magneto. So I always thought it was interesting how they kind of like entitled trying to slip in there, trying to get unity amongst the whole races and stuff like that, and have an understanding that everybody has their own battles and everything. But then again, I don't feel like a lot of people catch on to that anyways. But you have some people that do catch on to it.
Yeah, I kind of caught on to that. I think me and my sister had a discussion about that with True Blood. What they were doing with the vampires were kind of the same as the mutants.
Honestly, I tried to start watching True Blood. Like every time that I watch it, I get up to like the 6th episode, and then like I kind of stopped binge watching it. Like I'm also trying to binge watch Game of Thrones. Like everybody's been talking about Game of Thrones. Like I got up to like yesterday. I got up to like the 6th episode. And then like something happened to my app, and I basically got out the HBO app and everything, and then I started.
Is that the excuse you're rolling with?
Huh?
Is that the excuse you're rolling with? Something happened to your app?
It said something. The streaming is not working at this moment in time, so I basically got out of it, and then I was gonna go back to it, but then I got on Netflix and I started watching this show. I never heard of it, The Client List.
You said The Client List?
Yeah. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I just started.
What is it?
It's about this girl, and I think from looking at it, the show started back in 2012, which I'm surprised I never heard of it and everything. But this girl, like her husband.
I mean, I've heard of it. I just haven't watched it.
No, I'm saying I never heard of it. Like this is the first time I ever heard of it. Like I just happened to look at it and I was like, let me see what this is about. But this girl, like her husband they were having financial trouble, and her husband leaves her, and she her friend was a massage therapist, so she asked to get a job there and everything, and then she soon finds out that they do extra favors at that location, and at first she wasn't with it and she didn't want to do it. And then, like, eventually, like, because of her bills start piling up after her husband leaves her, she starts basically saying that she'll give the special client list a chance for those clients that want extra favors.
That sounds like the Bobby Kraft situation.
Yeah. So it was kind of interesting. I'm more like on the 2nd season now, but I'm gonna try to catch up on Games of Thrones before like the new season comes. Cause like the new season starts now, doesn't it?
I think it's in April. I think it comes back in April.
That's what I meant. This year, the new season is gonna be this year. Cause like wasn't it like 2 years they had a hiatus or something like that?
I believe so. That's my sister's show. I'm only like a second-hand Game of Thrones fan. But you got like 900 episodes to watch. Right now, you only got to the 6th episode.
Yeah, I've been trying to go back to it and actually watch it and everything. But it's one of the, because like I usually watch these shows like while I'm working at work. So but it seemed like that's one of the shows that you actually have to pay attention to and everything. So I probably got to watch it while I'm not actually working, and not just like some shows I can actually watch while I'm working and just listen to it while I'm at work, because I work from home right now, and process and clean. So some shows I just listen to and actually catch on what's going on, but that one it seems like you have to actually watch and pay attention to what's going on.
I don't know about all that. I probably watch maybe 8 episodes a season. And I think the only reason, whatever I don't get, because my sister talks about it a lot, and I feel like she's watched every episode like 90 times. That's the only reason, like some of it that I don't get, where I'm like, I don't get it. Why is she doing whatever? And then she can't answer that question or whatever. But I'm not obsessed with it.
Yeah,
it's a good show.
Yeah, I constantly like see everybody talking about it and everything, so I was like, let me watch it. And then like because I had the HBO app, like I remember how everybody used to talk about True Blood, so I was like, let me watch it and see what's going on. But yeah, I got to the point where the girl that can read people's minds hooks up with the vampire and everything. But I'm gonna try to continue watching and see what's going on and see what all the fuss. Cause like I even went back and watched The Wire. Cause I remember how everybody used to talk about that show.
You never seen that?
No, not before. Not before I got the HBO app and everything.
Yeah, I saw that like a billion years ago.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I watched it all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Wire's a good show. Or The Wire is a good show.
Yeah, it was really good and everything. I'm trying to think of like other shows that I went back and actually looked at. Oh, one of my favorite shows is Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like I hate that they take breaks too. Like it'd be like a 1 to 2 years before the next season comes out and everything.
I guess it gets the fan base anticipating it.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones thing. I just don't like if you didn't see it Sunday, they'll have all the spoilers online as soon as it goes off.
Which what?
Game of Thrones. Oh. If you don't watch it Sunday, everyone will have the spoilers on Yahoo and everywhere.
Yeah. It's kind of like with Power. Like a lot of people get upset because like people that have the Power app, Stars app, they get to see it before it actually comes on the actual television, and all day people will get mad. 'Cause, like I know people that unfriend people because they'll give out spoilers. Like me personally, like I'll just sit there and be like, I can't believe that happened, but I don't say nothing until 9 o'clock when everybody that doesn't watch it on the app actually watch it. 'Cause like I watch I get to watch all the shows beforehand.
Mhm. I would just until you like watch the episode, I just wouldn't go online. Then when you see the episode, you can go online.
Another good show is
Dexter.
I've never watched that.
You should. I love Dexter. I just finished it like last week. 8 seasons.
It's 8 seasons?
Okay. Mhm. And they got like 12 or 13 episodes a season.
I was gonna say Ballers. Like I like the twist of that because like they basically have that. Because I'm wondering like when it's gonna come back because they usually have it starting up like in the off season of the NFL because like it's basically based off the off season of the NFL with The Rock basically trying to get deals for his clients and everything.
Mhm. I haven't seen that one.
The Ballers.
Yeah, I haven't seen Ballers. That's probably like the only The Rock project I haven't seen yet, besides that American Gladiator show.
I want to say, yeah, it is on HBO. I think it's on HBO.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just an interesting twist on like how they have it set up because like they'll talk about stuff that happened in the NFL that season and have it correspond with the players that he's trying to get onto certain teams and stuff like that. Cause like there was one player that he got a deal with the Patriots, and like that was the year that the Patriots actually won the Super Bowl. So in the off season, they were talking about how he helped the Patriots win the Super Bowl and stuff like that.
They must got an inside source to know all this before they actually filmed the episodes.
No, I think they film it like after the season because like it's
okay. Gotcha. I thought you were saying it aired after the season, but yeah, if they film it after the season, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like one. I think it's like after the draft is when it actually starts back up.
Gotcha.
I want to say that because it's kind of like the last show of the season is usually a month before the NFL season starts back up before like preseason.
Gotcha. I need to check out Ballers because you should try the show You on Netflix. I like You.
I watched You. Like
you say you already did?
Yeah, it's crazy.
The
guy he's kind of crazy. He's following his girl and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was kind of crazy. Killed those people and everything, and then wondered why she kind of looked at him to say like, yeah, that show, like, it was kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
My girl,
That finale, the finale, I really didn't expect that to happen.
Oh yeah.
Especially in the first season.
Yeah, cause yeah, wasn't it the girl that he thought he killed came back?
Yeah, but I was more shocked by the girl that he actually killed.
Oh yeah. But he
I didn't know he was gonna kill her.
Yeah, cause he constantly kept on trying to cover his tracks. So.
Yep, it was tripping.
Yeah, but it's crazy because like, there are people out there like that. So.
I know, and that's scary. Especially if you get to know somebody, you get used to them and all that stuff. And then you find out he killed your friend and everybody else. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm more into trying to look at the psychological shows.
And have you watched The Umbrella Academy?
What is it called?
The Umbrella Academy?
I haven't seen that one. Not yet.
Yeah, that's on Netflix, and I like the cliffhanger, and like I was saying that if they do not renew this, I'm gonna be.
Darnell, don't give anything away.
I'm not gonna give nothing away. I'm just gonna say like when I saw that cliffhanger, I was like, yo, if they do not renew this, I'm gonna be so mad because it was an excellent cliffhanger and everything. Now that's what I really like about some shows is like the cliffhangers, and then like it's crazy like when they have those excellent cliffhangers and then the show gets canceled. It's like unresolved.
Oh, yeah.
Because like there was this one superhero show that was on, I want to say Fox, and I remember that they had New Mutants evolving, and then they canceled that show. I can't remember what that show, but it was like ordinary people. And I think it was like some chemical outbreak or something, and it turned people into have superpowers and stuff like that.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I can't remember the name of it, but like yeah, that cliffhanger, and then the fact that they canceled that show, it kind of pissed me off. Cause I was looking forward to the next season. I'm sorry they did that to you, Darnell. Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I thought the same way about The Secret Circle.
The Secret Circle?
Yeah, it was on CW about witches.
Oh, witches? Oh.
Yeah, Secret Circle of witches. That was, I guess they were like stronger in their powers. I think it's something like their powers could only be used when they're in the same room, or they were stronger together but weaker apart.
I want to say that I've heard about that. I can't 100% remember, but I like the fact that they rebooted Charm. Like I did
not.
You said you did not like it?
I do not. Charm was my favorite show. When I was a child, I loved Charm, and I just don't like the trailer to that Charm. I just didn't like it. And I'm just one of those people who don't like when something that's my favorite is remade. I just hate it.
So you haven't watched it or anything?
I haven't watched it. I saw the trailer and I wasn't impressed by it.
Oh, have you seen the show All American?
Not yet. I might have. What is it about?
It's they say it's based on a true story too. It's about a kid. I want to say that he was in Compton. I forgot where, but then his mom talks her old friend that's a coach at this school in Beverly Hills, getting him into school with them, and he starts playing football for that high school. It's like it's a bunch of like twists and turns that goes on, but they saying that it's based off a true story and everything. Is
that on Netflix?
No, it's on CW.
Okay. I feel like it sounds familiar. Maybe I'm thinking about another one. I think there's one on Netflix where I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a new one on Netflix. I think he's from Compton. I can't remember. I've only seen a trailer, and I added it to my list to watch whenever I got a chance about a guy going to play football. But I think it's kind of similar to what you were talking about.
I probably have to look that up. Because like the only football ones that I see on Netflix are like documentaries. Cause like I've been meaning to watch Coach Snoop and Second Chance. I like that, but like I found out that when I was watching it, for some reason Netflix started me on like the third season and everything. But Second Chance is interesting to actually watch. Like football players that got in trouble with the NCAA, they have to go down to the junior colleges to get re-eligible for going back to the Division I schools and everything. And like this is basically their second chance to actually get back into like the good grace of the NCAA to go to a Division I school.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I have to look it up to see that one that you're talking about on Netflix. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, it's not the same. I just looked at it. It's called The Flying Bird. So I guess it's more like Ballers. Except they're not telling it. They're telling it from his perspective. The player.
You said The Flying Bird?
Yeah, I think it's called High Flying Bird.
Oh, I thought that was a basketball show.
Is it basketball? I thought it was football. Sorry.
I think I seen that, and it was a basketball. It was some guy like dunking the ball. Like I never actually checked it out, but I think I actually seen a picture of that. I might be wrong, but I think.
No, you're not. You're not. I just saw it. It is NBA. I thought it was football, but it's NBA, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting shows on the stream. Like it's kind of, it makes it hard to like give up the streaming platforms. But like with the place that I'm at, like the cable's included in it. But like I really think that if the cable wasn't included, because like I spend most of my time on the streaming platform. Like I hardly watch regular TV. And like my mom and my girl get on me about actually watching the news, cause like I never watch the news because I'm always on the streaming platform. I hardly go on my regular cable box.
There's nothing on it.
Cause like especially like with Hulu and everything, like you basically the only network that I don't think is on Hulu is CW. I don't know why they must have had a disagreement or anything, but like with CW shows, like you have to wait for them to get on Netflix and everything. They no longer have it on Hulu where you can watch it like the day after.
Yeah, they got the CW TV out. You can go up there and watch the CW shows.
You talking about the app?
Yeah, they got a CW out, or I guess. Not really an app, because if you go on your computer and put cwtv.com, you can just watch their shows on their website.
And you don't have to have like a cable service.
I didn't, because when the originals was on, I was watching that on cwtv.com. So it's just a website.
Oh, because I thought with those, like, you have to have, like, even though, like, I do have cable service and everything, but, like, I'm talking about, like, not having cable and just sticking with the streaming services and everything. Like, they're making it so easier nowadays to not actually rely on the actual cable and everything. The only thing, like, really with the cable is, like, sporting events. But actual TV shows, everything, like, you can just stream.
Yeah, because when we had cable, we were more on the apps on Hulu than the cable that we had. Because I think the only thing that was really being watched was HBO when we had the 3-month trial or something like that. Nobody watches the shows live anymore. They don't want to watch it like Netflix when you have it in one sitting for like 24 episodes.
Yeah, because like you don't have to worry about the cliffhangers of waiting for the following week to actually watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Hulu, you have to do that because like you'll watch it like the day after and everything. But like with Netflix, like you can watch the whole season like in one weekend and just binge watch it. And like that's what a lot of people like to do instead of waiting for the following week for the next episode to come out.
Or when that mid-season finale hit, you gotta wait 2 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, I prefer the way Netflix do it.
And then
I think a lot of networks may start doing that.
But the only thing with Netflix is like with the DC the Arrowverse, like you when they have those crossover shows, like you have to watch it in order. Like that's the one thing that I always have to do. Like when it comes over to those crossover shows, like I'll end up going to that episode and then try to see which one was the first one and actually watch that in order, and then go back to binge watching what I was watching.
Gotcha, man. I just go to Google. I think it was one time the originals and Vampire Diaries did a crossover.
Oh yeah.
I stopped watching Vampire Diaries. I believe it was season 4.
Do you watch Legacy?
You said what?
Do you watch Legacy?
I don't watch Legacy.
Oh, I like Legacy because that's basically the spin-off of the originals and Vampire Diaries.
Yeah. I was watching them shows for Klaus Michelson, so when he died, thought there ain't no point of watching Legacy.
Well, I kind of like it. Like they on a hiatus too. I think they come back up next week and everything.
Gotcha.
But we're going up to the end of the show and everything. Did you want to give out your social medias and everything?
Sure. All right, y'all can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at creativa_Ds, and also on Facebook as Joy Ds. And you can catch my blogs on QuarantineEnterprise.com and BloodRose2016 WordPress.com.
All right. And as I was telling you guys, I need to make an ad for it. But this weekend we're doing a exclusive. Some of y'all might remember when we actually interviewed Brent last year. He's been extras in a couple of big name films. Like he was an extra in Captain America. Captain America Civil War, and he was also an extra. I believe he was an extra in no, it wasn't Black Panther. I think it was Infinity Wars. He was an extra in that as well. And he basically broke down to people about like being part of the union, the actors union, and how much money you get paid once you meet certain criteria and stuff like that. Well, he got a studio now in High Point, and like I said, like it's very inspirational because like last year, I want to say it was last year around this time that we interviewed him and everything, just to look at where he came from, because like he basically lost his job and basically just took a leap of faith into this acting thing, and like I don't want to get it incorrect, but I believe he's in his 60s and everything, and just to think that he just started acting like in his 60s, so like that just shows that it's never too late to do something. But yeah, we're going to do an exclusive tour and everything. It might not be live. I might be filming it and then have to upload it later. But stay tuned to that to actually see exactly what he has in store and everything. Make sure that you follow us on all streaming platforms: Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes. I already say iHeartRadio. Spreaker and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, and everything. Let us know what you're feeling. Also, hit us up at info@quarantineenterprise.com. We might be going on a hiatus after April. I'll give y'all more detail on that to if we're going to do that or not, to basically revamp or anything. So you guys, feedback is very important if we go on this hiatus to see exactly how we're going to revamp everything. So just stay tuned for that. Also, if any ladies out there would like to play flag football, hit me up at info@quarantineenterprise.com. Our season begins March 24th. We already got the ladies out there practicing and conditioning. This is actually the last week of conditioning and everything, which if you were part of the team, you got the free workout with our personal trainer, which is the head coach is a personal trainer, plus James Saunders is also a personal trainer and everything like that. So this is actually the last week that you get that free conditioning and everything. Other than that, you're going to have to talk to the head coach about conditioning. We had a successful fitness boot camp and everything. So we're going to be having more of those, so stay tuned with that as well. Other than that, yeah, I got to actually look to see exactly who we got on the list for next week, to see who we're going to be interviewing. But just keep on tuning in. Make sure you get feedback and everything. Other than that, this show has been quarantined. We'll see y'all next Tuesday, all right?
Hey, this is Nola out there. You are now rocking with Bill right here.